Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Sanji and today we're going to run through how much it costs to run a tin pot little YouTube channel, which is what I'm running right now. Now, I'm by no means some overly successful person on YouTube, but because I run a channel that concentrates on personal finance and investing, I thought, well, it wouldn't hurt if I actually went through some of the costs associated with actually running a YouTube channel. And that's what today's video is going to be. I want to run through the monthly reoccurring costs, and we'll also touch on some of the big one-off costs that you might incur when you decide to start a YouTube channel, just out of interest if that is out there for you. Now, if you want to skip ahead, I've left the timestamps below, and on the little seeking bar, you should be able to jump between all the sections if you want to jump ahead, but it's all there if you need to. So to start with, let's do a bit of a reality check of where my YouTube channel is right now. Now, you can probably see down below how many subscribers I have. Now, as of November, early November, I have about 600 subscribers in my YouTube channel. I started, broadly speaking, at the start of 2020. I make about one video a week and I get about 200 views a day. Now, I gain about 4 to 5 subscribers a day, and that's not too bad, I don't think. I'm very thankful that people are still continuing to subscribe to my channel as I make content over time. Now, I'm not currently monetized, and what that means is I don't actually make any money from my YouTube channel. To be monetized, you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, and I'll throw up a little screenshot right now. I'm about halfway there. So I think by like around April of 2021, I should be monetized. And that is the ultimate goal for this YouTube channel. Even though I do enjoy making videos and adding value to people through talking about personal finance and investing, at the end of the day, I do want to earn some kind of money to help at least cover the costs from this channel. So let's now get into some of the monthly operating costs of actually running a YouTube channel. This is basically how much money I have to spend just to produce videos and upload it onto YouTube. So the first thing is the Adobe Photography Suite. Now, this gives me access to Lightroom and Photoshop, and I usually use Photoshop for things like making my thumbnails, which I'm now considering if I really do need Photoshop. My thumbnails are pretty straightforward. As you see, it's usually a picture of me smiling and then some text saying what it's all about. I did get fancy back in the day where I'd have like a blurred background and I'd have like a colorful outline around me. Kind of moved away from that and just keeping it pretty simple and straightforward. So that's $15 a month I spend just on Adobe, Lightroom, any other photography elements that I need to have as part of the channel. Now, the other thing and the other big cost is $30 a month, and that's for the Adobe Creative Suite. That's where I get access to Premiere Pro, which is the actual software that I use to edit the videos. Now, again, just like with the Adobe Suite, there's probably cheaper alternatives to Premiere Pro. I just started with Premiere Pro because when I was looking at various YouTubers that were already out there and I was looking at what they were doing, they always seemed to be using Adobe products, and I just thought that's probably the one to use. And also with Premiere Pro, you could sign up to a monthly subscription instead of having to commit to like a large cost. I thought, let's just give this YouTube thing a go. I'll just sign up to a monthly subscription, just keep paying it along as I need to. And if it's still serious over time, then I can maybe commit to a one-off purchase to get access to the software. Now that I'm going on with YouTube and I've been enjoying it, and I think this will now become a more long-term thing, I'll probably review that $30 a month. But as it stands now, I do spend $30 a month. Then lastly, and I was debating whether I would include this, but it is the $10 a month I spend on Microsoft Office. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of you liked it. Why would you, pay for Microsoft Office? Well, I do use it for things like Excel, PowerPoint. I do even use it for Word every once in a while. Would I have access to Microsoft Office if I wasn't doing YouTube? Most likely, yes. I would still be using it because I still needed to track all my various spreadsheets. So should I count the $10 a month as part of this? Yes, no, maybe. I'm going to include it anyway, just so I can overestimate the costs. It's always good to overestimate these kind of things. So that then brings the total monthly cost to about $55 a month that I'm paying just to keep this tin pot operation ticking over, should we say. Now, there is one other cost I haven't really mentioned, but you should consider, which is basically the time involved in actually creating YouTube videos for your channel. So I do everything currently, whether it's coming up with the ideas, creating the script, recording the video like I'm doing now, editing the video, writing the description, making the thumbnail, then uploading it onto YouTube. I do all of that, and that takes time. So my estimate is about 8 hours per video that I take end to end. And that's mainly because I take a lot of time to edit videos, and I'm working on that, but that's probably the biggest bottleneck. So if we say it's about 8 hours and then I make full videos a month, multiply it by say $25, $30 an hour, it comes out to being about $1,000 a month, I would say I spend in terms of labor costs to actually create these videos. I'm going to leave the labor costs out for now, but the reality is that's, it is going to take up time to make these YouTube videos. So now let's run into some of the one-off costs, the big one-off costs that I just spent to buy equipment and bits and pieces like that. So the first biggest cost is the Canon 80D, which is the camera that I'm filming this on. I'm going to round it up to saying it's about $2,000 in terms of the cost of the camera, the lens, the tripod, the SD card, all those little bits and pieces that you do need to buy when you buy a camera. Round it up to about $2,000. So that was a one-off cost. Now the second thing is this microphone, the lapel microphone. It was about $100 from Rode. Now on Amazon it is about $70, so price has probably come down. Maybe there's a newer version. Next, there's a lighting. So I'm currently borrowing a nice, lovely light from a friend of mine who's actually a fellow YouTuber here in Melbourne, Nick Kendall. Make sure you check out his channel. He's let me borrow this light and it's been very handy. It kind of, evenly lights your face up. All these lights I sort of had beforehand. They're just nice desk lights from IKEA. If you can get an external light, it helps a lot because then it basically means you can record at any given time. You're not reliant on, during the day hours, but that's just a personal preference, I guess. So then in terms of equipment, we're looking at $2,500 maybe a little bit less after you consider the camera, the microphone, and some lighting. So that's it. That's pretty much the cost. It's about $55 a month just to keep the thing on tick over, and probably $2.5, maybe a little bit more in terms of one-off cost to just get started in terms of equipment. Again, like I said, with the operating costs, like the monthly costs, you could definitely do this for a lot cheaper in terms of the equipment. You could buy cheaper cameras. You can use a phone camera like this. Graham Stephan, again, one of the heavy hitters in the early days, pretty sure he was using a phone camera for a lot of his initial videos. If you guys enjoyed that video, please let me know in the comment section below and by hitting the like button. I don't normally do videos on this kind of area. It's normally purely about personal finance like ETFs, dividends, shares, all of that. But I thought I'd give you a bit of insight into what it's like to run a YouTube channel and on the costs associated with it. Let me know and I can do more videos around this or give a bit more insight. I think it'll be quite interesting for me, especially in these pre-monetization days, talking through the journey, the costs associated with it. And then when I do get monetized, the excitement of it, covering certain costs and then seeing how that ramps up over time. I think that'll be pretty interesting to kind of at least document along the way and follow up along the way. I'd love to see you in the next video. Bye for now.